Can you imagine when I got this? I thought it was like a walk-in through, like a step in. But it's actually got these zippers, and you can have it like open like that, and that's how your legs go in. But I put my feet in the neck, and that's how I have a hole there. But they were, I'll show you. See? But then like, they're open. Anyway. So this was a birthday card to me. My dad was still alive. 2016. What year is it? 2021. I'm a little caught off guard right now. I should have told you that. I should have known. This will be my signal when I'm caught off guard. Um, 2016, 17, 18. Hold on, I lost my fingers. 17, 18, 19, 20, 20, 5 years ago. And that card was from a very special person who came into my life at the absolute most tragic, unfortunate time. But I don't think there are many people I can think of in my past that I've been more fond of. He traveled with me to visit my father twice, I believe, while he was in hospital. He has a degree in art. He's an artist, but he was also a social worker, did a lot of other things. He was a writer. For my mom, he came also with me to my mom's nursing home, and a few times, and for her birthday specifically. And he made her like a gorgeous, like he does like sketch, you know, every artist has their own style. My mom is such a she can be so difficult, but you know, like narcissistic, very passive aggressive, and he like made this card for her, and it was really beautiful. And she like looks at him, like, you know, we drove out there and stuff, and like, you know, had things, and she's like, did a 14-year-old do that? Mom, like, the way that I met this man when I was married to Patrick, my husband who's in heaven, my ex-husband. We didn't ever get divorced. Well, we separated in 2016. Excuse me. I was like really happy to hear from him, but then very like set back with emotions more than I expected. Patrick and I were married, and we lived in the house. We lived in the house in the Hollywood Hills. No joke. The across neighbor, and you guys that follow Sloan Bella too, my friend, and if you don't, you should follow Sloan Bella. She always talks about, I'm so glad I'm remembering this because I was on the verge of tears. She always talks about the fly is in here, and then she mentions his name so I can remember. He was my neighbor. Literally, I can't make it out on Hollywood Boulevard, not to give away where he lives, somewhere west of, I mean, at this point, this was 5 years ago, who knows, he could have moved. West of, what is the street that goes up that way? Laurel Canyon. The Fly, the actor in The Fly. Why am I not thinking? Jeff, tall, You guys are gonna come up with it, or I'll remember it. I think it starts with a G. He was my neighbor across the street directly. So my husband, my late husband, he's in heaven now. He traveled a lot, and I was opening the studio, etc. There was this really handsome, like just so attractive man, and it wasn't like, like, to me, I don't know, a man that stops me in my tracks. Maybe it's different. I could just feel like this big heart. And like, but he's so tall and strong. Okay. I thought this person hated me, so it's like emotional to hear from him. Well, he did hate me, and he had a reason to. Things got so messed up. I like this. Anyway. So, he's like 6'3", like so handsome, and sweet. And I'd see him when I'd be walking Shiva, but I was also very careful not to be too friendly with neighbors, So if ever my, husband at the time came home, and also just in general, like, unless I'm always like that. And unless like they had met or whatever, and like, Patrick never wanted to meet anyone. He's either like wasted or busy or gone. But skip to, we separate. I move into my own place in West Hollywood. And I am still on Facebook, so this is like 2016. And this guy writes to me, so I'd see him when we'd walk Shiva, and like maybe 3 or 4 times we'd say hi. And he always seemed like he was in a hurry. Get into his BMW. And I just thought he was so handsome and like so attractive. And his energy was very attractive. He was very friendly. So I get this Facebook message. Hi, I think I used to live near you on Hollywood Boulevard. And if you know Hollywood Boulevard, if you don't even know LA, even if you know LA, you'll think like Hollywood Boulevard where the stars, on the street are. And probably now it's just like a homeless encampment. I don't know. I pray for that place. But this is not the point. And I'm like reading this Facebook message, like moving on with my life and stuff. And like, and when you live when you understand what Hollywood Boulevard is west of Laurel Canyon, you'll understand. Like that's when you enter the Hollywood Hills. So it's like, I just pictured in my head, like, literally Hollywood Boulevard. I was like, I never lived on Hollywood. What is he talking about? Literally the 3 years I lived at 883 8s. Well, lots of 8s, Hollywood Boulevard. Skip to a voice message. A Facebook message. Hi, I just want to say hi. I think we used to be neighbors on Hollywood Boulevard. What are you talking about? I wrote back. I never used to live on Hollywood Boulevard. And I look at the person's like profile, and they just have like a picture of the back of a head. You can't even see who it is. I'm like, stalker, get out of here. And then it was like, I don't know how it happened, if you messaged me again, or if like 3 hours later I was like, oh my gosh, it's that guy, something like that. And so we started talking, and we hung out, and we started dating. My dad was like, this was when, so we were at like the Zen, like it was just brutal, but then it was so dark, man. And so I met him like a year into my father's stroke. After I had left this, like the person that I've mentioned before that I have a restraining order on, an active restraining order on, that was automatically renewed during COVID. You're not allowed to watch me on YouTube, if you even exist anymore. So that person, my dad dying, me running the studio, Patrick and I still being like, it was just a lot. But he was like strongest, safest person I've ever been with. So honest and kind. I remember we went to this place, Nice Guy, once, which was like a really popular, there's like always like celebrities there and stuff. I only went because my client's son had interest. So he'd give me like different discounts and like tell me to go get a table. So I'd go with my girlfriends and stuff. It was still expensive. It was like, I don't know, it was what we did or what I did with my friends. None of those girls I could find when I, you know, experienced homelessness. But we would all go, and it was kind of like you had to have like, it was a nice experience, okay? So anyway, but it had a propensity, I mean, sorry, I'm thirsty, I have cotton mouth. I have like 3 different pot things in my hand. It had sort of a magnet for scumbags and douchebags and stuff. We like to go there. Let me speak for myself. I like to go there, have a nice glass of wine, have some nice food, like not, and also like support my client's son. And then I smoked cigarettes back then. I don't smoke cigarettes anymore, which is awesome because he hated that. I mean, not that anything's gonna happen, but anyway, long story short, one night at this place, this really drunk guy, I don't know what, he was with a girl, whatever. He like charged me, and I'll never forget the way this guy like stood in front of me. And you know, some guys will like fight other guys off, whatever will happen. This guy, just like stepped in front of me, and he was so big. He is so big and tall and muscular and calm. Like the guy just like a crazy pig sort of just like ran into him, you know? And I saw him like swing punch, you know, like he was just some fat, drunk, insecure asshole. But like a grown-ass 50-year-old man like coming to attack me about his girlfriend in the photo about something stupid. And he was like, can we never go there again? Like, yeah. Anyway, stuff happened, and I didn't understand things, and anyway, so this is a very nice birthday card. I'm not going to show the name. Thank you for being in my life. I never felt more loved by anyone, and I never felt more love for anyone. I kept this. But, you know, another topic I had, which is separate, is like anyone that's like on the other side of like the hard stuff, right? You're healing. I'm gonna make another video. I have this idea about like God telling people to say no when we were in trouble so that we could get stronger. So instead of being upset about anything or anyone that may not have been there for you when you were struggling, think of it like God told them to stay away. Like, I got this. And he had me. God. But what came to mind, well, I got a message from this person. And they wrote, hi, I love you. And I was like, but I remember calling them like when I was in need and asking for a place to stay, you know, with my dog. And like no answer or whatever. But I'm not going to consider that. I also don't know if it means anything, except that this was a person that I trusted and never thought would like, everyone has their reasons first off, you know? And everyone has different operating definitions of what not only like love is, but relationships and stuff. Like, I'm so like fucking ride or die. It's not been beneficial in most of my relationships. Only like my bestest of friends, you know? So not all of us have the same heart, and that's cool, and that's okay, and that's very, very good to embrace. As well, the idea that anything that you might be bitter about or hold a grudge or my dad said the past is a bucket of ashes. But like, it's different from like my sister who literally orchestrated cruel and unusual punishment and like awful things than people that had to walk away to take care of themselves because whatever was going on with you was too much. It makes me sad. I took on so much that it hurt him. But at the same time, right now, I still don't know, besides being like a ninja wizard and realizing that this other crazy guy was as crazy as he was, the one that I had the restraining order on, I don't know what I could have done differently. It was just all about my dad and saving the business. I mean, saving my dad and just balance, like, I would just do the minimum for the business, you know? Anyway, I'm very happy because even if I never speak to him, if we never exchange anything again, it's really nice to know that it wasn't like something personal, you know? Like, I reached out to him like 2 years later, like when I was in trouble, and it hurt he wasn't there. But the way I look at it is that he wasn't meant to be. So I really do think everything happens for a reason. And pain is weakness leaving the body. And with that, I'm gonna go get some water. Isn't this a great drawing though? Also, if there's someone that you're thinking of reminding that you love them, whether you intend or want to, like, you know, see them again or not, it's never a bad idea to express love and gratitude and kindness to another human being, ever.